afternoon to you. I'm Al Kresta. Just a little over a year ago, Russian snipers, under orders from President Putin in Moscow, opened fire on peaceful demonstrators in Kiev's Independence Square. It was a desperate attempt to save the corrupt regime of Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych. The Ukrainian people responded with strong protests, 300,000, 500,000 at a time. Putin has continued his reaction by taking over Crimea, bringing in troops in eastern Ukraine, created a situation which may be the most threatening to world stability at the moment. George Weigel has been a long watcher of what's going on there in Eastern Europe. George is a distinguished senior fellow at the Ethics and Public Policy Center. He's the author of more than 20 books, including Evangelical Catholicism and also, more recently, Roman Pilgrimage. Let's talk about what's going on in Ukraine. Let's begin with why it matters.
When brave people, including brave fellow Catholics, really put their lives literally on the line in support of what they call a revolution of dignity, a revolution of moral regeneration in their own country, it seems to me we have an obligation and solidarity to support them. There's a historic ecclesial reason in that the Greek Catholic Church of Ukraine was the largest underground religious organization in the world for over 40 years, banned in the old Soviet Union, a church of martyrs, on which a remarkable revived church has been built since the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. From a geopolitical point of view or foreign policy point of view, this business of Russia rearranging international borders to its liking by force of arms is a violation of every imaginable international law. It threatens the stability of Europe. It creates precedents that could be very dangerous in the Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. And ultimately, it threatens the entire international security architecture of that part of the world as it has been erected for the past 60-some years. So this is very big casino.
After the collapse of Soviet-style communism, collapse of the Berlin Wall, there was nonviolent revolution in the air. It was just a tremendous story at a number of different levels, including the role that the church militant played in all of this. Now, here we are 25 years later, and we're taking a look at Russia reasserting itself in a land grab. From what you write, the Baltic states should be quaking in their boots, I guess. What happened to the promise of a peaceful revolution?
Well, I think what we've been reminded, Al, over the past 6 years is that if order is not being maintained in the world, disintegration and disorder will follow. The world is not a self-ordering place. There are lots of aggressive, destabilizing, indeed murderous forces. And if the boundaries suddenly become porous, if the rules are thought not to apply anymore, then very bad things are going to happen. There's also playing out here of a fundamental error in a lot of thinking about foreign policy, and that is that foreign policy is a form of psychotherapy, that bad guys behave badly because we are bad to them, and if we would be nice to them, they would rearrange their lives accordingly and perhaps even become nice guys. This is complete rubbish. ISIS does what it does because of who it is and what it seeks, not because of anything we've done. Mm-hmm. And the same is true of Mr. Putin in Russia. And so the sooner we clear our heads of this psychobabble about the way power works, the reason why aggressive forces are aggressive, the sooner we might get some clear policy.